Hello everyone. In this video we will talk about GitHub Spec Kit, but not about just GitHub Spec Kit, but about its real usage. So there is a tool, a real framework, open source framework, which calls Agent Swift XC test, which helps to work with UI tests. It shows the really a lot of analytics in a dashboard about passing and failing tests, the reason, the stack trace, all of that. And I'm at the moment a supporter for this framework. Currently it has a limitation that it will work on one thread, can work in parallel execution for the iOS, and my task is to create the parallelization. But I want to do it this real life example using the GitHub Spec Kit, and in a while I think it's gonna be great. This is really the first time I'm trying to implement something new with GitHub Spec Kit. So this is like an experiment, but I'm almost sure this will be a successful experiment. I've already used GitHub Spec Kit several times for creating the MVP, and it was just great. It was an amazing. That was extremely well experienced for adding a new functionality to existing instrument, tool, app, whatever. It's a bit different. So we will discuss. I will explain these differences here as well. I think you already heard of that. The internal functionality, the internal explanation of GitHub Spec Kit is perfect here on YouTube from official author.
Hey friends, I am Den.
To understand how to initialize it and start working on it. What I will do is to show you how to work on a real life project. So let's start. I've explained that this project exists. It's real life, and now let's start to giving some context to the agent. Agent, by the way, I'm not sure if it's specified on this specific project. Let's check. So okay, it's not. Then we will quickly install this GitHub Spec Kit to the new project. We basically need several command lines. They are there. This one. I just need the terminal. Where is my regular terminal? What's wrong with my terminal? Let's relaunch. Sometimes it happens. This is the regular terminal. Okay, go. We are installing the tool called Specify CLI. It's already here. It's updated, by the way. Cool. Now the second command, which is for the GitHub Copilot, will be the perfect one. This one. Yep. It's a bash because I have macOS. So it's here. And it should already show specify, SpecKit, specify, clear. Yes, now the command lines now are shown, but by the way, since there's no SpecKit here at all, the first command would be not specifying what you want, but rather create a constitution. By creating that, I think I had to already say that what I wanna see this in constitution, what I wanna see in the constitution, but I think it will figure it out anyway. I think I will clarify it a bit later. So the constitution for the project is the same as constitution for the country. We're basically telling all the rules and all of the most important major things we want to use in project. I think rules would be the most the best description. And they are creating right now. You see a lot of stuff going in here. Let's create a branch from the, oh no, I think we don't need to create a branch. And I think I don't wanna commit the specify scripts, or do I? In a real life project. Interesting. I think for now I will add them on git ignore, and I will not commit. The new branch for the feature, you don't need to create it. It will be created while you clarify what you want. So we are still working on that. By the way, I'm creating the Claude Sonnet 4.5 or GPT-5 but codex for the working with SpecKit. I think they are both really good for engineering needs. Both of them are really good. But at my case, I've noticed Sonnet 4.5 gives a little bit better results for the engineering tasks. Let's check the Constitution and what it added. SpecKit Constitution, this is a prompt. This is a little bit like a lot of files created here. You can check all of that. Basically, you will read and understand what's going on here. So where is my constitution? This is the prompt. Is it created already? Constitution. Yep. Core principle. 1. Exit test protocol compliance. Configure drive and design, etc. I think it's fine. Sequential test execution only. For now. Yeah, that works for me. This was the first step of using the spec kit if it's not in the project yet. The second step is to explain what you really want, what you really expect, what feature you want. The good point is you don't really need to explain it all. Of course, context engineering is good, as much result as you want, as much expectations as you want you can give and you should give. In my case, I've prepared a small doc here, like my conversation with the managers about the problem and about my solution. This I will give it as a context. Clarify. Not run this command, but say this in here. And let's give the estimation, like my estimation plan. And let's tell what I really wanna. I think I can't really write code right now. I think my tool for speech to text isn't working as my microphone right now. This one. So I will explain with the text a bit. We now have to support parallel execution for tests on this framework. Please analyze all code to understand current limitations. Currently, due to specifics of starting implementation, it's not possible to run tests in parallel. Okay, let's see what happens. So we are clarifying as much as possible what we really want to achieve. It started to run scripts to understand the flow of how specifically the AI may help us. We don't have to tell that it should be specific UI. It can be basically any. It can be basically any AI. As well, as I've said, Sonnet 4.5 and GPT-5 are the best. And GitHub Spec Kit is like scripts and instructions for them, how exactly and in what order they have to help us to implement our need. I think this is a really good explanation of what this tool is. Okay, so in here we need to check. Well, first of all, I think it had to create a new branch. Was it? Okay, so it asks us what to do, and it's totally great. So create a feature, recommended, run specific command, option manual stop. No, use it up. That's what we want to automate as much as possible. So work for us, and we are just orchestrating the process. Actually, if you wanna, if you know or heard how to auto allow every tool, everything that it's doing, instead of except of a committing, please let me know. For some reason, it keeps me asking. It keeps asking me far too much of time to allow or not some specific action. I wanted to do to make as much actions as possible. We can reread it. We are not on this. So it has its script, and it's checking if some steps from this script is already made or not. First step wasn't made yet. So it asked us, do you really want to create the new branch for the feature, or you want to make on your own? For example, if you have a separate, like different flow, okay, it will work for you then as well. For my case, I have a regular flow. Let's create a new feature and work there. Okay, so what's going on there? After that, the feature was created. Okay, now it's analyzed a lot of stuff and already will tell us clearability of the implementation. And I hadn't really told this tool, okay, I used think or async or dispatch queue for parallelism for multi-threading. So, oh my god, it's asking us. So the specification list is current minimum, but nodes async await requires 555. This is a foundational architecture decision that affects the entire concurrency implementation strategy. Option B, Swift 55 with async await. This is the best choice because, well, of course, I don't want dispatch queue anymore. But maintainability, if some users already have, doesn't support Swift 55, that's going to be a problem. But I think no. So first of all, I will agree that option B is the best because async await instructions are great. I really love that. And if we some of the users will not able to work, which is really not likely to work with 355 because of some limitations, I will provide additional interface for specifically older versions of Swift API, but that's not likely. So async await, so be it. It's a great tool. Okay, let's see what happens next. We can check all of that files. I'm not proposing to do all of that blindly, of course. We can check all of that files which he created. I think we will. It will not be made. The job will not be made in half an hour. I think it will be hours, so we will have time to check all of that specification clearly. The longest step anyway is implementation. So while implementation, we will check all of that, each file precisely, to have a real precise understanding what's going on. Next question is thread safe state management strategy. Specification mentions test operation, suit operation, and launch managed suits. Actor model for shared states. Yep. Built-in strategy. Swift actors provide automatic synchronization. Launch method is perfect as an actor. Shared singleton with a mutable state. Modern Swift since actors we are supporting actors, so compile and enforce no. Option 4 no. Recommendation B. Use manual logs. I don't want that. I want that. By the way, usually the recommended option is what you want. I don't want NS logs. Actually, that logs are already there, and it's really the reason why the parallel execution isn't working, but I will show that later. I think this video might be too long if for for showing all of the steps, but I think I will finish this clarify step, and next step will be planning and tasks. This will be the second video, and the third video will be like the full implementation. It might take longer. Don't think I will not commit it by one commit. So I will review each file and decide whether to commit or not, even with the specs or not. But right now, the main goal is to answer the question for the full specification would be done. So what we are making, we are specifying the specification. Question 3. The edge cases mention scenarios where test bundles finish out of order or the final bundle completes. Well. We need a clear strategy for launch finalization coordination. This is the best choice because race conditions safe. Out for completion, simple and reliable, graceful. Reference counting each bundle increments on start, decrements at finish, finalize at 0. All bundles report completion, finalize when all registered bundles complete, whereas upfront bundle count. Final test bundle. Okay. That question is really technical, and it's about really the high details of the implementation of this specific framework. So yes, for now I will check C, but actually I'm not exactly sure. So maybe while implementation we will understand that okay, no, it's not fits, and it will not be the end. There are another commands like clarification, which may change the specification, the plan, and the tasks. If we clarified some needs or specific technical issue we want to implement in the another way. So we are not really tied. So we are having seen more and more. So this is the doc which is creating SpecMD. Okay, last question, and we will then quick move over the doc. Not last. The information is the login structure for debugging parallelism to secure the risk insurance. Need clarified against structured login with correlation IDs, traceable across countries. Okay, question about the login. Yep, that sounds even too good. Structured login with understanding even the thread. Wow. Sounds really noticeable. Sounds too good to be true. Let's see if it will work. By the way, how it knows what question to ask, it's here. Needs clarification. Some more question. It's interesting that they were not asked in here. So the rule specification list maximum expected number of concurrent tests rule what's the as an open question. This affects the suggested 20. 20 is already a lot. Services around per which mean this safety margin for headroom. Moderate enough for mobile server and it limits CPU issue. I think 20 is like too much. I think it's too much. Let's be 10. What was this question, by the way? This question was answered, so it was removed from clarification. Yep. So other questions are not that important. So these are our specification. This specification is something that I'm, as an engineer, remembering 5 years ago, creating by hands, like hours and hours, maybe sometimes even a day or two, to ask everyone from the team, the QA, the business analytic, even the product owner, more and more question to understand as much context as possible. And from that specification, it was my task to create a plan. And while the sprint, to separate the big user stories by tasks on the sprint planning. And it's like in here we spent like 25 minutes, and we do have now a very very well explained specification with a lot of details. We hadn't even checked the code. I mean, I know the code, but I couldn't even do that without checking, which is totally that's really good. And you should read it very precisely. I will, not on the video. I will reread it, like each several lines precisely, if there is an error or something, and I don't need to ask it in the chat to, okay, change that specific point. No, I can just blah 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 something wrong. I can fix it here in the markdown file, and it will be totally fine for the next step. So this markdown file will be read for the spec kit while planning to understand what to plan. So we are free to change it, even not use this specific naming or something. That's fine. If it will not understand enough while planning as well, because it will make research while that step, it will ask more several more questions, and which is great. So now we see that what just was made, clarification session completed, session questions are resolved, scope is understandable, resolved. Okay, I will answer several more questions. I guess that needs clarification. I don't know why it wasn't asked, but I can just put that information like right here, like yes, and it will be good for the enough for the planning step. And it says that now we should proceed to the second step. This video is a bit long right now, so there will be a next step. At the moment, please like and subscribe. I will show you more real life examples. Thank you for your attention.